Now, in a financial world often dominated by profit-driven motives, non-interest or ethical banking is redefining the narrative, emphasizing fairness, shared risk, and community development. Now, this model, which avoids interest-based transactions and promotes socially responsible investment, is rapidly gaining ground in Nigeria and across Africa. Now, as more individuals and businesses seek value-driven financial solutions, non-interest banking is emerging as a credible pathway toward inclusive and sustainable economic growth. Dr. Sirajo Salisu, the Managing Director and CEO of Summit Bank, joins me now from our Abuja studios to discuss this a little bit further. So it's good to have you on Global Business Report.
Thank you. Good morning, Nigeria, and all our viewers all over the world.
Thank you. It's good to have you. Thank you. Now, let's talk about non-interest banking. It's known as ethical banking. Not many Nigerians are familiar with this. Explain to me in simple terms what it really means and how it operates.
Okay. Thank you very much once again. You see, non-interest banking or ethical banking, or in some places called Islamic banking, is just a system of banking that is based on transactions, that is based on Sharia principles, that advocates a simple profit and loss sharing model. So it's a commercial banking that is being practiced under the principles of Sharia, specifically talking about profit sharing model.
Well, that's a perception, and I'm sure you've heard it so many times, that non-interest banking is tied to a particular religion. And how is the industry working to change this narrative and make the model more inclusive for 200 million plus Nigerians?
Thank you. Islamic banking or ethical banking, or popularly known as non-interest banking, is not only strict to a particular religion. A non-Muslim can actually be a shareholder of an Islamic bank or ethical bank. A non-Muslim can be a customer of an Islamic bank. A non-Muslim can be a staff of an Islamic bank. Majority of the regulators at that regulatory level, they are not Muslims. So Islamic banking or ethical banking is not tied down to any religion. It's a business. It's a commercial banking that is being practiced based on fairness and transparency.
Very interesting. But today, as a banking world, digital economy, how is non-interest banking, how are you folks leveraging technology and digital tools to meet the expectations of customers who are modern, they're very savvy, they're on their phone, they're on laptops, they're on the go, as the saying goes?
Yeah. Okay, you see, as you mentioned, technology is just a way of communicating, doing a business with speed, providing a service efficiently. So there is nothing called non-interest technology. Technology is one, and it's just a way of reaching out to your customers, either through their handset, through mobile banking, through internet banking, and all other platforms. So a non-interest bank like Summit Bank, we are actually going to play very big in the area of digitization. So it's just a way of providing service to our customers, reaching out to them as many as we can reach out, instead of opening branches all over the country.
Well, from an economic perspective, Mr. Managing Director, how does non-interest banking contribute to Nigeria's overall growth and development, considering the size of where it is right now and what you achieve, where you want it to be?
Okay. Yes, the size for now looks small, but is growing. You can see the number of ethical banks in the country, and the fact that Islamic banking is transaction-based, is trade-based, is developmental, is actually one of the best ways to develop an economy. Is a type of banking that completely there is no speculations. So if somebody is looking for a real sector development, using Islamic or ethical banking structure is the best way to attract that. Simply put, if you are coming for a transaction, it's not just give me a loan and let me do what I want to do. No, is give me a financing, and this is exactly what I want to do. So like I mentioned, it's a transaction based, and people can actually see the development going around. When the customer is happy, the bank is also happy. And that is why any ethical bank or any Islamic bank around, you can see that there is a lot of financial advisory service, because it is only when our customers are happy that we too as a bank, we are happy. So it's just a developmental way of providing banking services.
Very interesting, Doctor. But again, financial inclusion is a national objective, and I'm sure across Africa, everyone's doing financial inclusion. We need to onboard more people into financial services, and banking is one of them, and non-interest banking could do that. But how does the non-interest banking model will help bring more Nigerians, especially those outside the traditional banking system, into the financial system, into the financial net?
Okay, thank you once again. You see, financial inclusion is something that all of us, we envisaged, whether under non-interest banking or under conventional banking, is just to let people get more aware, get more literal on the financial activities, but specifically on the financial inclusion. There are some people that really prepare the non-interest way of doing banking because of the way it is being transparent, the way it is being very fair. We are not saying the conventional banking system is not transparent. As bankers, we have a moral obligation to ensure that there is credibility in the banking system. We have to make sure that people trust the entire system. But the transparency we are talking about when it comes to the non-interest banking is being very specific on the transaction you are going to hold. There is no speculation about it. So the financial inclusion, we have so many people in the villages or even in the cities that are actually not doing their transaction through the banking system. So being it a non-interest bank, we are saying people should all be part of the inclusion so that transaction could be seamless, transaction could be easier, transaction could be much more profitable, and banking system generally, people will get ready to adopt to that system.
But you know, one of the key selling points of non-interest banking is transparency and the absence of what you call hidden charges. And I'm sure quite a number of Nigerians at the retail end of the banking are always angst about what they call hidden charges. I wasn't aware of this, I wasn't aware of that. Those deductions at the end of the month or regularly by commercial banks. So how does this build trust among customers in non-interest banking compared to conventional bank services?
Okay, like I said earlier, we all hold it a duty to get people understand the banking system generally, to also make it very credible. But we are not here to say the conventional banks are not transparent or there are hidden charges. No. The issue of transparency here as it relates to non-interest banking is when you come to a non-interest bank and you want to do a transactions, that transaction has to be straight for that transactions. That transaction has to be very transparent. What you applied for, what you actually want to get financing for, you have to get it to the letter. When you go to a conventional bank, you are getting a loan. It depends on whether you apply that facility to the specification or to the terms and conditions. But you are being very specific in a non-interest bank that when you say, give me financing or give me a loan to buy X, they will make sure, or we will make sure that you get to buy that X, because we are not giving you money to buy that X, but we are buying that X to supply and deliver to you. So in any way, when you see a bad transactions, anywhere in any banking transaction, somewhere, somehow, either the customer or the bank didn't do what was agreed to be done. But in a transaction-based banking, as it relates to non-interest banking, you get to go to the final destination of what was agreed for.
So one of other points, Dr. Sirajo, was that ethical banking emphasizes social responsibility. So can you share some examples with me of how non-interest banks are supporting community development or ethical investment projects in Nigeria?
Okay, thank you very much. You see, what we are trying to do, being socially responsible, even if you come with a transactions, that transactions will actually negatively impact on the society. A non-interest bank will tell you, say, we are not in for these transactions. And let me be very specific. Let's say somebody is living in an environment, in a community where it's fully residential, and you have so many other people around there living together with you, and you get to say, I want to do a poultry farming in this my community, and we come to you, we look at the analysis, it's going to be very profitable, but you are negatively impacting, disturbing that society. We look at the proposal and we say, for this reason, because we are socially responsible, we are not going to finance you to do these transactions. So there are so many other ways that a non-interest bank can be socially responsible, because anything, any transaction, no matter the profitability, if it is harmful to the society, an Islamic bank will not do.
So what are the major challenges, by the way, now facing the growth of non-interest banking in Nigeria today? Are you folks looking for further regulatory support, policy support that you need to strengthen the sector? Do you want it on the side of the central bank, on the side of the federal government? Talk to me on that briefly.
Okay, thank you very much. You see, when you talk of challenges in life, there are so many challenges all over what we do on a day-to-day. Now, an Islamic banking or ethical banking in Nigeria has passed a stage where regulators are really doing their best. The customers are really understanding the business. The staff are really understanding the business. The major challenge that we can talk of now is for people that are trying to manipulate the system, in the sense that people are using religion negatively. The fact that an ethical banking or Islamic banking is a way of doing business, like I said in the beginning, is a way of doing a typical commercial banking. But some people will begin to manipulate it as if it's just tied down to a particular religion. But good enough is getting momentum, the awareness is getting encouraging, and like in Summit Bank, we have established a very young team that is very dynamic, very agile, that is full of energy to help people achieve these transactions in a way that could be very much ethical and professional.
Very interesting. So let's look ahead together, Mr. Managing Director. How do you see non-interest banking shaping the future of Nigeria's financial services industry, particularly in promoting sustainability and ethical growth with your bank, Summit Bank, also as part of this new horizon for non-interest banking in Nigeria, Africa's biggest, most populous country? Yeah.
You see, globally, non-interest banking is also on the increase anywhere. Now, specifically in Nigeria, you look at all the non-interest banks are really growing, and we are not competing among ourselves because the market is there. We are trying to get people inclusive in all the transactions. So the market for non-interest banking is really potentially looking good, because people are getting more enlightened, people are getting more aware. Nobody in business wants to be cheated. It's a system of banking that is based on profit sharing. So if the customer is happy, the bank is happy. And the fact that it's only when our customers are happy that we are happy. It's only when our customers are profitable that we are profitable. So non-interest banking is full of financial advisory service. We always get to advise our customers, do this, don't do this, this is the best way to do this. So, because at the end of it, it's only when they are profitable that we are also profitable. And that is why you see a lot of people are embracing this type of banking, regardless of their faith. It's all over the country.
Yeah, you're sounding like you're really happy, as your customers are happy at Summit Bank. You're sounding very confident.
Very happy, very happy, very happy. I wish I can mention 1,000 names of corporate or individual companies that are owned by non-Muslims and they are enjoying the service.
Very
and
good.
I also wish one day they can stand out and give testimonies.
Very good.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. Thank you so much for shedding more light on non-interest banking environment in Nigeria. We appreciate that so much, Dr. Sirajo, the Managing Director and CEO at Summit Bank.